Rev up your engines!
I am a box? Question mark. Hey, Scotty, I was thinking about buying a 60s Beetle. Any major issues with these cars? Okay, the 60s Beetles were really strong cars. They could last a long time. They had air-cooled engines in the back, and the main problem was they were underpowered. Most people don't like the power that they took out. If you're buying a basic one, it's got a standard transmission. They can last a long time, but it's an old car. They're air-cooled engines. The number 3-cylinder that's by the firewall had a tendency of overheating because it didn't get enough air cooling it. So you might want to have a mechanic check out the engine before you even think about buying one of those. And a lot of them would rot out too. So when you jack it up, look at the frame to make sure there's no rust and the frame isn't all rotten away. Because if the frame's rotten, rust is like cancer. It's the beginning of the end. You don't want to buy a rusted out Beetle because then you're going to have nothing but problems. Game Boy says, hey, Scotty, how do I fix a runaway engine? 2.1 diesel and it's weak going uphill. How to fix it? And the engine oil comes out of the exhaust. Well, you got engine oil coming out of the exhaust on a diesel. The engine's just flat wearing out. It costs so much money to rebuild them. And you say it's weak going uphill. If it's burning oil out of the back and it's weak going uphill, odds are your engine's just wearing out. But what the heck? It's a diesel. And diesel fuel has two problems. One, it absorbs water moisture more than gasoline. It's more hygroscopic. So you can get a buildup of water. And also, it can actually grow. There's a fungus that can grow inside it and clog stuff up. So first, change all your diesel fuel filters. Change them all. And if it goes better uphill, great. But if it doesn't, odds are your engine's just wearing out. And the money it costs to do an engine over on one of those, you're usually better off to get another vehicle than you are to even mess with something like that. Paul Landon says I got an 04 Dodge 1500, 4.7 Magnum. At 47 miles an hour, it'll stutter. After acceleration, it'll go away. Replace the throttle position, MAF sensor, crank sensor, idle airflow sensor, and harmonic balancer. Need help, please? Okay, it stutters at that one particular speed. A lot of times when it does that, it's a transmission problem. Because if you have an engine problem, it's going to stutter at a certain RPM. It will stutter at that RPM in first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, whatever. But if yours only does it at 47 miles an hour, odds are you got a transmission problem. And those things are notorious for having transmission problems. So what you want to do is get a guy like me that has one of these fancy, real fancy scan tools, hook it up, and he'll take it for a drive. And when it starts to stutter, we push a button on the machine that says record, and it records all the data. Then we go back and we read all the live and Mode 6 data and see if there is transmission failure on it. And from my experience of those things, it's almost always a transmission problem that will cause that in that Dodge.
So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.